The serious object is to tap the subconscious to some extent in order to release it, thereby keeping me sane for over 50 years of performing. I wrote early on when people in the front row of performances used to say, I could hear it, I can hear things, you see. He's pissed. Or he's mad. But I wrote a little piece, a word piece, which said, some people think I'm mad, but I'm a lot more mad than that. Which brings me back round to the front of the extremely sane. Relief. When I'm feeling all harassed and nearly on my knees, I gets into a nice hot bath and lies right back and pees. The arse is out my trousers. My sandals lost a sole. The motor car needs 4 new tyres. My woolly's got a hole. So I'll just sit here smiling and wait for life to mend. I can't drive out or strut about, can't go past gate while in this state. And if a pound lay on the ground, I couldn't even bend. Wat skete er ikke sidste Ik zie niet te vrede zo. Ik schneed zo frosten kan ik kleuren, die daarvoor dat je niet aan de vloer. Ik zie de vrienden, ik zie dat de andere snijden hoor, ohne stoon. En als die vrienden het goed als die de aard van de hoest, niet leuren. Of ik zie dat ja, wat is gelukkig, als je goed kan, want je niet bloed is, niet op vooruit, want je ziet het niet. Als je wel die kan. This was written in 1967. Holy Mary. The world is a green banana. Well, that's what you shall eat. Wrapped up in a bag marked Britain, which is certainly not on heat, 'cause paper bags with Union Jacks do nothing to shift the mound of fat-legged ladies on buses with groceries. By Jove, that's very compound. But not as compound as living, which seems very difficult now, caused by people who are backing Britain, waving Union Jacks and a cow. What's that got to do with it anyway? It would all seem a bit of a drag. But you try when you're out shopping to hold milk in a paper bag. It was later that year. In fact, if the benefit or the money gig was on February the 5th, wasn't it?
Yes, yes.
5th. And yes, and I was the bottom of the bill. It says there, it says Pink Floyd at the top here, and various famous groups, and Ron Geesin. But that's fine, because that's fine. It was in May of that same year that I wrote a lot of Atom Heart Mother with the Floyd, or for the Floyd actually, because there was no with, because they were somewhere else. Anyway, they were getting famous, yes, and then Atom Heart Mother was their first gold album. So then that was... Vassily Kandinsky, the great Russian painter, who worked mostly, I think, in Paris, not only made some fantastic, most of his work is fantastic, incredible. He was also an occasional writer, and he wrote, because he was a synesthete. Now, those of you who may not know what synesthesia is, it is the involuntary conversion of one sense to another. So you might be able to taste sound, see sound, hear paintings, etc. You can convert this. It's involuntary. You can't just do it. It just happens. Anyway, he wrote a lot of strange and wonderful stories, or they're not they're poems in a way, but they're certainly not rhyming the poems. In 1912, in a little book, he wrote one piece called Bassoon. And I'm going to read Bassoon from 1912, but illustrated. very large houses suddenly collapsed. Small houses remained standing. A fat, hard, egg-shaped orange cloud suddenly hung over the town. It seemed to hang on the pointed point of the steep, spindly town hall tower, and radiated violet. A dry, naked tree stretched its quaking and quivering long branches into the deep sky. It was very black, like a hole in white paper. Its four little leaves quivered for a long time. There was no sign of wind. But when the storm came and buildings with thick walls fell down, the thin branches didn't move. The little leaves turned stiff, as if cast out of iron. A flock of crows flew through the air in a straight line over the town. And suddenly again, everything was still. The orange cloud disappeared. The sky turned piercing blue, the town yellow enough to make you cry. And through this silence, a single sound rang. Hoofbeats. and they knew that through the totally empty streets a white horse was walking all alone. The sound lasted for a long time, a very, very, very long time. So, no one knew exactly when it disappeared. Who knows when silence begins? Through elongated, extended, somewhat expressionless, unsympathetic notes of a bassoon rolling far, far away, deep in the distant emptiness, everything slowly turned green. First low and rather dirty, then brighter and brighter, colder and colder, poisonous and more poisonous, even brighter, even colder, even more poisonous. The buildings soared upward and became narrower. All of them leaned towards a point on the right, to the right, where perhaps the morning is. It became perceptible as a striving toward morning. And the sky, the houses, the pavement, and the people who walked on the pavement became brighter, colder, more poisonously green. The people walked constantly, continually, slowly, always staring straight ahead, and always alone. But the naked tree correspondingly grew a large, luxurious crown. This crown sat up high and had a compact sausage-like shape that curved upward. The crown alone was so shrilly yellow that no soul could endure it. It's good that none of the people walking below saw the crown. attempted to describe the colour. It rose higher and higher, became shrill and nasal in its outstretched note. How good that the bassoon couldn't reach that note.